What is up, and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. I'm here with my favorite Underdog Fantasy Pick and Plays for Friday, September 27th, 2024. If you're new to Underdog Fantasy, sign up with promo code DailyDog. That is going to give you a 50% deposit match bonus. You can use it at UnderdogFantasy.com or on the Underdog Fantasy app. That 50% deposit match bonus is worth up to $1,000. I'm releasing 6 pick'em slips here today. If you want to bankroll some of those for free, or at least limit your risk and you're new to Underdog, use that promo code DailyDog because you can get a ton of value by using that code. And then there's a ton of other promos on Underdog as well. But as I said, I'm giving out 6 slips right now today. All of them are at least 3 legs. So we have a ton of action going through this weekend. We got 3 slips on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and 1 on Sunday. So lock in. Let's go. Let's make some money this weekend. Let's start out with Friday college football slip. Bhayshul Tuten, higher than 72.5 rushing yards. He is the running back for Virginia Tech. He is a workhorse for them. Virginia Tech's offense really stinks. They need to keep it simple against Miami. This is like the back against the wall game for Virginia Tech. They're 2-2. They've had a terrible start. They should be 4-0. That said, if they can just get a win right here in conference, all is passed. Obviously, Miami is a highly rated team, so this is a massive, massive spot. They need to keep it simple with Bhayshul. Tuten higher than 72.5 rushing yards. On the other side in this game, we're taking Xavier Restrepo, wide receiver for Miami, higher than half of a rushing or receiving touchdown. He's got 5 touchdowns already on this young season. Restrepo is an awesome player. He's a playmaker for this team. We need him to score here. I'm trying to move fast because I got so much to get to today. Then in the other game on Friday night, Rutgers hosting Washington. Washington, welcome to the Big Ten. Have a fun Friday night in Rutgers, or at Rutgers, all the way across on the East Coast. I'm taking Kyle Monangai of the Rutgers running back, higher than 100.5 rushing yards here. The dude is just a beast. He has gotten higher than 100 yards in every game this year, or at least the last 2 games. He's rushed for like 168 and 200 in each of those 2 games. So give me Kyle Monangai from Rutgers, higher than 1.5 rushing yards. That's paired with Xavier Restrepo, touchdown, and Bhayshul Tuten, running back for Virginia Tech, higher than 72.5 rush yards. Those 3 plays come together for a 4.92x multiplier. Nothing too crazy there. Pretty modest, but I will take it. All right, let's get to our MLB vibe slip. Our final weekend of the Major League Baseball season's already at the end right here. We're taking Otto Lopez versus the team that didn't want him, the Toronto Blue Jays. We're taking Otto Lopez, higher than 1.5 total bases. And then we're taking Starling Marte, a guy who missed too much of this season with injuries. He's got to make up for lost time and get some stats. He's only at higher than half of a total base in this game. Mets are still fighting for positioning in the playoffs. They need to win these games. Marte is a huge contributor for this team, so go Starling Marte. He's not the only Marte on my mind. We got Ketel Marte, higher than 1.5 total bases versus the D-back, or versus the Padres. D-backs have so much more on the line right here than the Padres. I don't think the D-backs are going to crack under the pressure. The Padres already secured their playoff spot. The D-backs need to keep on winning. D-backs last season proved that they are totally fine under pressure as they made it to the World Series. So give me Marte higher than 1.5 total bases. Last one, this is the give me every single day. Shohei Ohtani, higher than half a stolen base. Yes, I know last night the Dodgers were in full celebration mode. They won the division. They won the West, the toughest division in baseball potentially. And there was champagne flowing, beer being splashed all over the place. The ski goggles were out. I hardly saw any pictures of Shohei Ohtani. He is not going crazy like some of the other guys on this Dodgers team, at least in the photos I saw from that celebration last night. So give me Shohei Ohtani, higher than half a stolen base at Coors Field. They'll walk him. They don't want to let him swing there. But man, what a great game. What a great venue for Shohei to finish out this season at when he's chasing greatness when it comes to stolen bases and home runs. This vibe slip, 4 legs. Otto Lopez, higher than 1.5 total bases. Starling Marte, higher than half of a total base. Ketel Marte, higher than 1.5 total bases, and Ohtani, higher than half a stolen base, is 15.79x your money. So if you put $10 down, you win $157.90. All right, we got the Friday Dong Squad. These are guys who I think are going to hit home runs today. Shohei Ohtani, of course, Shohei, chasing greatness. Home runs and stolen bases every day. He's going for it. Next one, Juan Soto of the Yankees. Soto is still powerful. Soto still wants to put up numbers late in this season. I think the Yankees are still chasing they won the division and everything, but they want to chase that top record in baseball. Soto is still going to be taking at bats, so give me Soto to hit home run here. Last one, Ryan Jeffers of the Twins. The big dogs from the Twins really crapped the bed yesterday versus the Marlins. Let's see if Jeffers can carry his weight here. This catcher, he's got a lot of power. And again, I think that he's got what it takes to do this one. So this Dong Squad slip, 3 guys, Shohei Ohtani, Juan Soto, and Ryan Jeffers of the Twins. If it goes 3 for 3, 33.83x return on your money. If it goes 2 out of 3, you get 7.51x return. All right, on to Saturday. We're starting out with a Saturday UFC slip. Saturday is UFC Paris. It starts at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern. So do not forget to put this slip in or any of your UFC bets in because, again, this event is starting early. You got to get these in. We're going to start with the prelims. We're going Ludovit Klein, higher than half a knockout versus Roosevelt Roberts. Roosevelt Roberts is just kind of a friend of the organization. The dude is not a UFC fighter. He's over the hill. Meanwhile, Ludovit Klein, the highlight, the dude has power in his hands, his feet. He's got great karate. It's just a matter of time before he sets up Roberts and sets him out of this one. And Roosevelt Roberts can collect that check and get out of the organization because, again, he is NFL in the UFC, not for long. Next, we're going to Joanderson Brito versus William Gomis. I know Gomis is the local flavor, but we're taking Joanderson Brito to have a knockout in this fight, higher than 0.5 knockouts. Joanderson Brito is one of the only freak of freaks in the UFC. Everyone is a good athlete in the UFC. Everyone's a really talented fighter. Everyone's got some outstanding physical attributes. Joanderson Brito is different. He literally won his last fight in Brazil versus Jack Shore because he leg kicked him so hard that Jack Shore's skin was splitting open and his bone was visible in his shin. It was disgusting. It was insane, and that doesn't happen. There's leg kicks in every UFC fight. That doesn't happen unless you're a guy with freak power like Joanderson Brito. Again, Gomis is a nice little durable guy. You get hit in the head by a 2x4. That is Joanderson Brito's fists and feet. Eventually, you're going down. Give me Joanderson Brito higher than half a knockout versus William Gomis, and really let's juice up this card. Or this slip. Last one, main events. Benoit Saint-Denis higher than half of a knockout versus Renato Moicano. Renato Moicano should have been finished multiple times in a UFC career, but a lot of guys just don't go to the ground and don't finish it. They walk off like it's over. I'm looking, just look at Renato Moicano's last fight, for example, when Jalen Turner literally knocked him down and treated it like a walk-off when Moicano wasn't quite out of there yet. So, and then Turner ended up losing that fight because he didn't finish it when he had the chance. I don't think that's a problem with Benoit Saint-Denis. I don't think Saint-Denis is really going to want to try to grapple Moicano because Moicano is just an annoying position over submission guy. Obviously, I don't fault him for employing that strategy, but I think Saint-Denis is going to realize that he's got the striking advantage, and plenty of guys have landed hard contact on Moicano, so he can just try to do that as well. Next, we're going to I got to tell you. So these 3 picks, Ludovit Klein, higher than half of a KO versus Roosevelt Roberts. Joanderson Brito, higher than half a KO versus William Gomis. And Benoit Saint-Denis, higher than half a KO versus Renato Moicano. 9.93x return on your money. Let's get it. All right. Saturday college football. We got a game in every window here. We got the early game. Nebraska wide receiver. If you were paying attention to this show last week, I told you, Isaiah Nair is the wide receiver 1 at Nebraska. He gets fed the ball. You can take any one of his overs you want. Higher than 3 receptions, higher than 44.5 receiving yards. These are all going to juice up by Saturday morning. I'm taking him to get higher than half of a touchdown because he's wide receiver 1. They want to keep on building Raiola's confidence. Nair is going to get targeted in the red zone. Nair is scoring a touchdown versus this terrible Purdue team. Next, we're going to Travis Hunter of the Colorado Buffs in a hurricane, higher than 97.5 receiving yards. I'm joking because I don't think the wind is actually going to be that bad. At least it's not supposed to be that bad. That went bad at this moment. Travis Hunter, higher than 97.5 receiving yards against UCF. I think UCF is way overvalued in this spot. They're 14-point favorites. I think Colorado should be able to cover that no problem, and I think that they can win this game no problem. And I think Travis Hunter is going to be a reason for that. The UCF pass D sucks. The Colorado pass offense is awesome, mainly because of Travis Hunter. He's going for 100-plus in this game, so give me higher than 97.5 receiving yards. Last one, Jalen Milroe, quarterback for Alabama. Last year in the SEC championship game, 2 passing touchdowns versus Georgia. He's going to do that again at home here. He's tired of hearing about Carson Beck. This is Jalen Milroe's house. He's going to pass for 2 touchdowns in this game. He might run for 2 touchdowns as well. The dude is a beast. He's one of the most talented players in college football. He's the best playmaker on the field in this Georgia-Alabama game. Give me Jalen Milroe higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. These 3 plays together. Nair of Nebraska to score a touchdown. Travis Hunter higher than 97.5 receiving yards. And Jalen Milroe higher than 1.5 passing touchdowns. 7.3x multiplier. All right, Sunday NFL slip. Let's do it. Last slip of this monster show. Baker Mayfield higher than 1.5 pass TDs. Eagles pass D does not scare me. The Buccaneers offense looked terrible last week. A lot of guys were banged up. But also Surtain is a tough matchup for Mike Evans. I don't think that the guys in the secondary for the Eagles are even going to be close to that much of an issue for Mike Evans at all. So Baker Mayfield higher than 1.5 pass touchdowns. Then we're going Justin Fields, Steelers quarterback higher than 37.5 rush yards. Defense for the Colts stinks. Rush defense for the Colts stinks. Give me Justin Fields. Everyone's going to be looking at Najee. Get this Justin Fields number early. He's going to rush for 45, 50 yards in this game for sure. Last one, second to last one. Marvin Harrison, higher than half of a rushing plus receiving touchdown against the Washington Commanders. There's going to be a lot of rookie action going on here. We got, Daniels. We got Marvin Harrison. A lot of the wide receivers are starting to get banged up for the Cardinals. The passing game, though, should still be available for the Cardinals. So give me Marvin Harrison touchdown. Get this one early. It's going to get juiced by the time the game goes off. Last one, Sunday Night Football. Derrick Henry score touchdown versus Bills team. Bills are dominating every defensive metric, but I think it has more to do with who they played versus how they're playing. Not versus how they're playing, but it's who they played, which allows them to play really well. Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, all these guys are going to be the toughest matchup for the Bills so far this season. Give me Derrick Henry to score a touchdown here. This is 11.16x multiplier if you get that one in. All right, there is 6 slips on this show. Check the show notes if you want to get a better idea of who I'm targeting, because this is so much to wrap your head around in just 10 to 12 minutes. Have a good weekend. Let's make some money. 6 slips. Let's go. Let's get it.